Hello, I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of The Shooting Show. And friends, welcome to today's program. As we're taping this, I'm not exactly sure whether we're going to be on or not, but doggone it. If you're watching us here today, we're on the air. And in fact, if we are on, we're going to need some help to pay for this program this next week. So please remember us. It's that close, friends, but that's okay. I mean, this is just, we're doing the best we can. And we want to thank everyone who has contributed to us being on the air, who has been such a great help on our cartridge. And guess what? Yeah, this is one reason. I mean, it's just imperative we get on this week because our cases are in. Our first, in fact, I was sent a small batch of cases early off the production line just so we could show them here today. And I tell you, the great folks at Starline, that's who's making the brass. It is Superior Brass. They're there in Sedalia, Missouri. And yes, at some point in the not too distant future, they're going to have brass available so you can buy it. But you know, before you start buying brass, please buy a gun from us. Please buy a gun from us, because now we can make guns. Yes, we're ready to take orders, friends, because the brass is on the way. Georgia Arms is setting up to load our ammunition even as we're speaking. And see, that's really exciting. It's going to be affordable. It's not going to be some fantastic amount of money. It's going to be, we're going to offer this. In the beginning, of course, our components cost us a little bit more, but it's still going to be competitive. And from Georgia Arms, heck, it's going to be a lot less money than you can buy cartridges for down at your local discount house in a lot of locations. So yes, they're going to be fairly priced, because that's the point, friends. My goodness. If we were trying to make $1 a cartridge, one, would be crazy, and two, no one would buy them. We want our 460 Rowland cartridge out there because it will be so useful to so many of you who enjoy the great 1911s, and for that matter, who have 45 Blackhawks that we can convert over to our new cartridge, certainly the great Smith & Wesson 625, and of course now, this Dan Wesson, this is the experimental #1, and this is an experimental gun, but they sent this to us also, again, so we could show it on our program. This is actually a pre-production model, and I tell you, we really appreciate the good folks at Dan Wesson, because, you know, having a factory chamber for the cartridge certainly helps us. However, they're the only factory we want a chamber for it, because we need to sell these guns, friends. That's what it's about. You know, as I said before, if we can make $100 per gun and we can sell 1,000 of these, and we'll probably only have about 6, 8, 10 months, maybe a year's window until some of the other factories get on board. And tell you the truth, I don't care if none of them get on board, because that's fine. We'll make the guns with our good friends Clark Custom Guns doing the work for us. I tell you what, the Douglas Premium Match Grade barrels in our new 460, my goodness, it's such a great combination. And the whole point is, as we've been talking about this for weeks, the whole point is to make money for our project so we can stay on the air, so we can keep going out. Hey friends, we don't need just to stay on the air. We need to reach more people. We've got to, friends, because we have a conspiracy. And I don't think anyone could argue that. We have a conspiracy of people, of liberal socialists, communists. It's true, that's what they are. They're communists. They want to disarm us. The United Nations is working around the clock to come up with legislation. Yes, I said that right. United Nations legislation, so we as Americans can be disarmed. Now wait a minute, friends. I'm sorry that this is the only place on television that you can get this message. I'm sorry about that. But you know what we've got to do? We've got to get more of this message going out. And let me tell you what, they can be stopped. They can be stopped. You know, we can force some of these Republican, so-called conservatives, to develop a little bit of spine there in Washington. And as we're taping this is Wednesday afternoon, as we're taping this segment, Bill Clinton is still in office, you know, and it looks like unless something vastly unknown happens, he's going to stay in office. He's not going to leave, friends. And he and his Sarah Brady crowd, his Janet Reno crowd, his Al Gore, Al Gore, Al Gore, I don't have words to describe Al Gore. We got a picture of Al Gore praying in front of a Buddhist monastery. You know, Mr. Tree Hugger himself, he's an earth goddess worshiper. Now, wait a minute, friends. These people are nuts, and they're running our government. You know, we need some government, but my gosh, we got a whole lot more than we ever needed or certainly wanted. And friends, that's our only defense. You know, back when we tried to make sense with the No Rifle Association, the Not Real American, I'll get the National Rifle Association, whatever. When we used to try and make sense with them, we kept saying, look, we can reach people on television. Will you help us? Well, we never figured out just why they wouldn't help. You know, with the $200 million a year income like they have, my gosh, friends, they could have their own TV network. But you see, you have people that aren't real shooters. I can't change that. I can't do anything about them, but I can promote our Gun Owner Rights Association. If you'd like to join, our GRA is $50 annual membership, and it helps us stay on the air. And if we go off the air, and again, heck, as of today, we don't have the money to pay for this program, much less next week's show. But anyway, if we go off the air, we're going to try and get back on the air. And we're thinking that this new gun and cartridge combination and these other guns we have here is going to be a huge help. I'll tell you what, we've had a couple of magazines interested in doing articles, and of course, our program reaches people who may or may not know about a lot about guns. The magazines reach strictly enthusiasts, and that's okay. We've never been against any of the publications, and we appreciate now a couple of them want to do articles. In fact, one in particular, you can look for an article by me in Gun World magazine in the not too distant future, and they're telling me they're going to try and get our gun and our cartridge on the cover. In fact, let's show you the cartridge. I'm honestly, friends, I'm proud of our new cartridge cases because of what we hope they're going to do for us. Let me show you one now. Friends, I promise you these are the prettiest cases I've ever seen because of what they represent, of all the hard work. And this is not just my cartridge, friends. This is all our cartridge of those of you who've helped on this project, because this it certainly is one of the keys to us staying on the air and getting back on the air. Here is a loaded round, 185 grain Noshler bullet. And here is certainly an empty brass hull. See how pretty and clean it is, just brand spanking new right out of the box. And I tell you what, friends, so much went into getting our name and the 460 on these cases, and we really do appreciate everyone's help. Isn't that neat? Friends, honestly, I'm certainly excited to have my name on the cartridge. Of course, those of you who watch this program know why we did it. One, so we can't be denied credit. If we put the shooting show, one, we couldn't have got it, all of it on there, and two, if we'd have put 460 SS, well, some magazine would have said, well, the 460 super strong or something. We flatly wouldn't have gotten credit for it. This way, we really can't be denied. Now, I don't know if we'll make any money on the cartridges. That's really not my intent, because we want people to be able to buy them and people to have them. What we do hope we can do is make $100 on these guns. We certainly won't make that much on the conversions of the revolvers, but heck, I think we'll probably make 50, but that's okay. If we can do it, I'm assuming that we're going to sell, most of our sales will be the 460 Kimber and the kits. Let me give you some retail prices. Right now, we're going to be offering convertible model Kimbers. What we're talking about is you're going to have our 460 plus the 45 ACP barrel, all our standard parts for the 45. So what that will allow you to do, it will allow you to put in the 45 ACP barrel and spring and shoot the 45. And then when you want real power, you can shoot the 460. It's just a simple swap of the barrel and the springs. And once we've done our piece there on the slide, we have to change the firing pin, we have to put a bushing in, but the good folks at Clark Custom Guns are going to be doing that for us. It is a permanent modification. So actually, if some of you would like to reload our 460, we're going to have loading information so you can duplicate the factory ammo. That's going to be available when the ammunition goes on sale, which we're talking just a couple of weeks now, not long at all. You're going to be able to get loading information from Starline, probably from Accurate Arms, certainly, because they've done our pressure testing. You'll probably be able to get loading information from Sierra Bullets before too long. So a lot of good people have helped on this, and we appreciate everyone who has. So yes, you'll be able to duplicate it, but a lot of people don't hand load. And I tell you what, this would be a great millennium gun, because here you have a gun that can be used for home defense, it can be used for hunting, it can be used for about anything that you will do with a handgun, pretty darn near it, because you have 44 Magnum class power available. And of course, with the defense load, which runs a 185 grain bullet about 1,350 feet per second, you're still talking around 750 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, which is about twice the energy of a regular full charge 45 ACP. And the thing is, it's just as easy to shoot. So some of you may not even want to use the 45 barrel and all and shoot 45, but the advantage to having the kit or having the convertible model, you can find inexpensive surplus ammo, and it's out there. There's some really inexpensive 45 ACP. It's very cheap to reload, so that will let you take the advantage of, you can practice with the 45 ACP, and again, when you're ready to put the gun on duty for defense or for any other powerful need, just put the 460 kit back in it. Very simple thing. It looks like right now the retail for the convertible model here, the 460 plus the 45 ACP kit, both kits, and that's the best we can do right now. It's all we can get right now. It's going to retail for $849, 2 guns in one. And we're trying to hold the price down as inexpensively as possible, but that's an awful lot. You get literally 2 guns in one for $849 retail. And yes, if you're a dealer, give us a call. We'll try and give you a break, because our goal here is to make $100 on the gun. That's our goal. It looks like converting the Smith & Wesson 625 to our new 460 is going to run about $99. And certainly you can shoot the 45 auto rim, you can shoot the 45 ACP, and you can shoot our new 460 cartridge, and that gives a level of power to the 45 revolver that has never been available from Smith & Wesson. So we don't have a price yet on our Dan Wesson, but you can get that through us also. The kit on the Ruger Blackhawk is going to run a little bit more. It's going to run $129, because we have to include the base pin. We're using a base pin from Belt Mountain that has an Allen screw that will keep the base pin from coming out, because any of the Rugers that have a little recoil, and no, it doesn't have as much recoil as a 44 Magnum, but it has some recoil, and over time the Ruger base pins will many times come out while you're shooting them. In fact, there's a little deal there that Ruger does apparently not want to address. Okay, we fix it, and for roughly an extra $30, we install the Belt Mountain base pin on the Ruger Blackhawk, so you won't have any difficulty with it. Mr. Clark made the comment, he said, you know, as light as the little Blackhawks are, and I say little with the short 4 5/8 inch barrel, will be a great fisherman's gun in Alaska, because heck, you hardly know it's there on your side, but with 230 grain full metal jacket bullets, you can work on that bear's head if you have to. So anyway, friends, go ahead and start placing orders, if you will, because we can make guns, we can get them, and we're going to try and get as rapid a turnaround as possible. If you have a Colt, a full-size 1911 from Colt or from Springfield Armory, or certainly there are a couple other good ones out there, we can convert it to our 460 Rowland cartridge, and that kit, the conversion with all labor, is going to run $329, and I think that's a very good price, because my goodness, it makes your gun into another whole class of firearm. So friends, again, we have to get this word out, because like I said, we're just going week to week, and as we're taping this today, I don't know if we're going to be on or not. However, I told Heather earlier, she said, "You going to be on?" I said, "Don't know." I said, "But we're going to have a show ready." In case we can get on, we're going to have a show ready. So here we are, friends. If you can help us, please do. Please help us if you can. You know, we've gone as far as we can, And please help us if you can. If you can donate, whatever you can. If everyone that watched our show sent $1 a week, we'd have more money than we knew what to do with. But most people won't. Most people, that's one of the things that's wrong. We've got a lot of nice conservative folks that flatly just don't believe it's happening, I guess. Or maybe they're afraid, or I don't know why. I know this, they have to be reached. I know they still vote. I know that their voices still count. A lot of people who watch our program can't contribute anything, but you know what? If you can send $5, anything at all is a help. You know that old saying, for want of a nail. Remember that? For want of a nail, a shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, a horse was lost. For want of a horse, a king or commander was lost. For need of a king or a commander, the war was lost, and then the kingdom was lost. Now friends, right here in the United States today, we're losing our country. We're losing our freedoms. Bill Clinton's already signed 13107, has a provision in it that essentially cancels out the Bill of Rights. They've got to be stopped. Now, he's already done it. As long as we're armed and free Americans, as long as we're armed Americans, they can never have their police state. We've gone as far as we can, and we've had to say this many times. And some of you have always come to our rescue, because it's been about like this. Heck, this is well over 2 years that, I'll tell you what, but you know what, friends? If we'd quit the first time we were broke, we'd have been off the air way years ago. But thankfully, a number of you folks have done what you could, and you've helped us stay on. Well, like I said, even if we go off the air, we're going to try to get back on. If we're on next week, we're going to, the satellite company is moving us not far, wait a minute, not far. If we can get on again next week, we're going to be on G6 Channel 5 for the shooting show, if we can get on. And that's just for 2 dates, the 31st and February 7th, if we can stay on. Right now it may be a moot point because I don't know if we can or not. But again, that's the 31st of this month. It'll be next week when you're seeing this. And also the 7th of February will be on G6 Channel 5, and we'll be announcing this just in case, because you know what, we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up, and that's how we've been here all this time. And doggone it, we're not going to quit. So those of you who are GRA members, we're going to continue to send out newsletters. We may or may not have one every month. We may do it every 2 months, whatever we can do. But we're going to continue doing that, and we appreciate everyone who's helped on the project, friends, because this fight has to be done. You know, we're losing the battle. It has to be done. If you can help us stay on the air, and please, if somebody wants to send cash, and I probably might lose that address where it came from, whatever you can do, because there are a number of folks out there that are financially able to help, but they're concerned about writing a check to the shooting show. I understand that. If you can help us, you can send whatever you can. If you can join our GRA, if you can send anything at all, please send to the shooting show. 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Doverly, Louisiana. Our zip code is 71024. Well, I tell you, it's a beautiful January afternoon. We get a few of these here in Louisiana. We're supposed to have storms the next couple of days, but we absolutely have a wonderful day out here today. And let's do a little shooting. Let's, in fact, you know, we have some of our volunteer water bottles out here. And let's just have a little fun. Now, friends, we've said many times, the 45 ACP is a great cartridge. To me, it's just a little bit light on power. We have a 230 grain jacketed hollow point. The volunteer bottle on your left. Okay, not bad performance. Certainly as good as any other 45. Let's hit them with the 460. Wasn't that neat? Well, hey, we've got two others.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Friends, here it is. This is the great Georgia Arms 45 DA Colt or double action Colt cartridge. This is the first major improvement on the Colt 45 since 1873. They have this in loaded cowboy ammunition. They're also selling brass, so you can load your own combinations. This cartridge case is absolutely a joy to work with. We're even seeing improved accuracy, we think due to the slightly larger rim on our 45 DA Colt case. You can get a free catalog, or you can order these from Georgia Arms, 1-800-624-6861 for their entire lineup, and please tell them you saw it here on our show. Now friends, of course, the cowboy load is mild but super accurate. And of course, you can take your hand loads up to the limit of what the loading manuals will allow. The great 45 double action Colt cartridge from Georgia Arms. Give them a call today, friends. A free phone call with a free catalog.
And of course, they stock all kinds of other great handgun and rifle ammunition, certainly. In fact, it's the best deal out there that I'm aware of, friends. The best prices. I don't see how they do it, but they do, and you can take advantage of these great prices for this tremendous ammunition. And of course, they're going to be stocking our 460 Rowland cartridges. Yes, in the factory loadings. Georgia Arms is loading it for us. You'll be able to get it through them. 1-800-624-6861. Call them, get a free catalog, and please tell them you saw it on our show.
Now friends, here we have our new 460 Rowland cartridge, and here is a 45 ACP on the left. Now see the difference? We line them up there together, and you see they're almost the same length, but you see the cartridge case on our 460 Rowland is about a 1/16 of an inch longer. This is to prevent the 460 from being chambered in a regular 45 because it's using a 45 caliber bullet. But certainly, if somebody can read, they can say, wait, 460 Rowland, and this one says 45 auto. Said, nope, this is the wrong cartridge, go to 45 gun. So that is to help keep someone from attempting to put our cartridge in a 45, and it shouldn't chamber anyway. That's why we made the case longer. And plus, these cases are much, much stronger than a regular 45 ACP case. In fact, we had some of our experimental cases in the beginning that we reloaded about 24 times. One, we had to, it's all we had. And they kept performing so well. We never lost one to a swell case or anything else. And we're running slightly under 357 Magnum pressures. We're running just under 40,000 cup, about 39,000 or so copper units of pressure, which is pretty amazing. The performance this thing has just off the chart. But you know, since it's the same as overall length, same overall length as a 45 ACP, guess what? Your loading dies for the 45 ACP work, your magazine for the 45 ACP works, everything except the case will actually work when reloading or function in the gun. So it is really a unique concept, and I wish I could say that when we started this that I knew what it was going to be capable of, but to tell you the truth, nobody did, myself included. We wanted to build certainly a stronger cartridge, but nobody had any idea what this thing was going to be capable of. Now, friends, we're going to try something here, and I flatly don't know if it's going to work. We're going to try it. This is our chronograph from Competition Electronics, the good folks there. They're in Illinois, and this has really been a great piece of equipment for us. You notice we have our water bottle there back in the back, and we're standing a few feet away from this chronograph, and we're going to try something here. We've got our 460, our Rowland cartridge here, and our Great Kimber, and we know this gun's unloaded. Tell you what, friends, you notice that there's wear on some of the blue one's worn off of it, and because I carry this gun every day. This is a real carry gun. I tell you, it has held up so well. This gun has had thousands of rounds put through it, probably 1,000 or better of the super hot. Well, heck, it held up to all of the testing, and we really ran some outrageous loads through it. And bear in mind that our 185 grain bullet is going to be running about, in the factory loads, about 1,530 feet per second. And these are some I just loaded. This is some the brass that just came in, and I put our load together, and let's see if we can chronograph it. Let's see how it looks. See if our chronograph, we're losing our light, but let's see if the chronograph will pick it up. Okay, let's ease up and check our numbers on the chronograph. And actually, that's a little hotter than what we had in mind, tell you the truth. But like I said, 1530 is our goal there. Roughly about 1450 with the 200 grain bullet, and about 1325 with the 230. So yes, some of them are going to run a little hotter, but we want it to be in that performance ballpark that we feel is so important. We had another one. Let's see. We had a couple more in there. Let's see how fast this next one runs. And there's nothing out there. I'm just going to shoot at that bottle out there. It's just going to put a hole in it. Okay, let's check our velocity again. My goodness, well, I tell you, it's running a little hotter today than certainly than we had planned. But I tell you what, friends, that's about 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy from a 1911. And you saw, you know, it really didn't kick that bad. Not, my goodness, not what we'd expect from 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
One of these great Kimber. This is our shooting show model, full size, the Johnny Rowland signature model. When you can make those hits out there with a mirror at 100 yards, and when you can make consistent hits on targets out at 200 yards, well, just imagine how easy it would be at 25 yards. Or at defense range. If you'd like to have one of our shooting show Kimbers, be it compact or the full-size model, or if you just want the best 1911 that money can buy at a very good price, the best factory production 1911 semi-automatic pistol ever built by any factory, give us a call here at the program, 318-377-5189, or you can write to us, send an FFL, we can wholesale these guns. Send an FFL to the Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Doberly, Louisiana. The zip code is 71024. Friends, while we still got some light left today, we have our pro timer, and you know, what happens is I start on the beep, and that's the way we're going to do this drill today, as we've done many times before. And like I said, I don't know, we're really promoting our cartridge because I don't know how many times I'm going to get to show you this. I don't know if we can stay on, of course. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get our timer on delay, so it will start me at random there. And if I can get the clip on my pants pocket here, there we go. Now, finally. They have good clips on them now. They don't play about clips. Okay, let's take our 45 ACP, this great Kimber, and we're shooting full power ammunition here. And of course, full powered ammunition in a 45 means 380 or so foot-pounds of muzzle energy, somewhere in that bracket, 370 or so. Roughly 800, 825 or so feet per second from a full charge 45 ACP cartridge. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start from low ready, and we're going to try and put 3 shots in our smaller target. And we are close, and we'll time. I'm going to start from low ready, safety on, finger off trigger, low ready, bang, 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 as quickly as I can. And let's compare it to our 460. Okay, here we go. Go ahead and punch the timer. Okay, 1.22 seconds. We'll go ahead and we'll unload our 45 here, and which is not bad. Had a nice little group right there. 1.22 seconds. Anywhere in that zone. Okay. Now we've got some of our defense ammo here for our 460, and realize we're talking about 1,350 feet per second, literally over twice the power of a standard 45 ACP. This is the defense load, one that I think is going to be a big seller because it's so, well, let's show you how easy it is to shoot. 1.22 seconds, and I don't have my marker, we'll just remember that, under 1.22 seconds there. Same drill. Low ready, punch the timer. Okay, good group. 99 hundredths of a second. Under a second. I was fully darn near a quarter of a second quicker. 99 hundredths of a second. So you see, you don't give up, especially with our defense load, you don't give up anything at all as far as time goes, and you hit with over twice the power for every shot. And of course, that the way we've gotten our full-size Kimber range there, it has such superior handling qualities. Okay, and you'll be able to buy exactly the gun that I'm using on the program today. You'll be able to buy the very same gun. We have them with fixed sights, with adjustable sights. We have them available with tritium night sights if you want. They're about $129 retail more. But let's see, we've got, now then, we've got 3 of our earth shakers here. over 1,500 actually this afternoon with what I put together on the way down here, about 1,570 feet per second, about 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. 3 shots with the 45 is 3 to 4 is less than 1,200 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, 1.22 seconds. Each shot with our 460 with the max load is 1,000, with our load we're using today, 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. And even the factory loads at 1,530 are going to be well over 900. So darn near one of these is equal to, in power to 3 45 ACP. Well, let's see how well I can hold it on target. Now, I'm sure it's going to kick more than, certainly than our defense load. That's why we have a defense load, because it's much lower recoil. Okay. Let's give it a try. We've got 3 of these. Let's do it. Punch the timer. There you go. 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy per shot, 95 hundredths. Maybe I was a little quicker coming up. Don't know why. Don't know why. Theoretically, it should have taken me a little bit longer. But, yeah, of course, you have to hold it. It does have some recoil. It just doesn't have as much as a 44 Magnum. But you get 44 Magnum power. 1, 2, 3. So not bad. Okay, we're hurrying here because we're losing our light. Beautiful sunset today, friends. Wish you could be here with us. That's why we're coming to you on TV, because you can't come to our house. We're coming to yours. Okay. Go ahead and tape this. Okay. In our 625, we have loaded 3 of the 45 ACP standard loading, jacketed hollow point, and we've got 3 of our defense loads. Let's compare them in our 625 revolver. We'll start, let's see, I've got the primers marked so I know which ones are which on this end. Let's start with the 345 ACP in this gun. Again, much lower velocity. Let's see how long it takes. I'm going to do the best I can. Press the timer. Okay, 1.08 seconds. Pretty good group. Standard 45. Remember, you can still shoot the regular 45 ACP. We're using the full moon clips. You can still shoot them in our converted 460 Rowland revolvers. Okay, let's tape it. 1.08. Heck, kind of surprised myself there. A little quicker than I realized this afternoon. Okay, let's do it. Get our defense load. 1.08. And my point here is, I'm hoping it'll be right on top of what the 45 ACP took. Probably won't be any faster, but at least hopefully I'll be right on top of it. Okay, here we go. Well, the time was 1.05. We got a darn good group. Our target surrendered, made a preemptive surrender. So see, friends, we've got an excellent group, 1.05, well over twice the power of a 45 ACP. And yeah, you have to hold on to it. It has more recoil, but you can see you can run just as fast. It just doesn't make any difference. At least I'm having pretty good luck here today. Well, let's do one more thing. And I tell you, I better repair our target, because, bear with me 1 second. We better run some tape back here, because we're about to shoot a boomer. Now, friends, we've got this Ruger Red Hawk down here, and we're going to use a 44 Magnum class load here. Actually, this is a little stronger than what you can get in a 44 Magnum with this particular load. But this Red Hawk, honestly, is as fine a revolver as anybody builds. I tell you, I really like the Red Hawks. And Let's run some of the boomer loads through the Red Hawk here. We'll see if I can get in here and let's time it. 3 shots, low ready position. Okay, did you see that? 1.25 seconds, and it's running about 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. 1.25 seconds. Pretty good time, actually, for the average person, and I am the average shooter with a little practice. Well, let's take 3 of our 1,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy 460s. Remember, the same power level as this big Red Hawk. Same power level. 1 1/4 seconds. Those of you in bear country might think about this. And I do like the Red Hawk. Red Hawk's a great gun. Okay, same drill. 3 of our 1,000 foot-pound, roughly 460 Rowlands in this great Kimber 1911. Same power level, 93/100ths of a second. Same power level, a little bit better group. In fact, let's see if I can get this off where you can home in on it, just to show you we're not sandbagging. If I can do it without disturbing it. See if we can come in on that. My friends, that's 3 shots in 93/100ths of a second from this great Kimber. And there's nothing I'm aware of you can deliver power that fast with. So it's really unique, a very unique combination. Like we've been saying, friends, we have to promote this thing because we really hope, one, it is such a great cartridge, and like I said earlier, I had no idea of what it was going to be capable of when we started on it, but we're so glad it is. And these are tremendous guns. We want to thank Clark Custom Guns, our good friend Richard Benkowski with the Kimber Custom Shop, certainly the good folks at Starline, our good friends at Georgia Arms, the people at Accurate Arms there in Tennessee, Accurate Arms Powders, the good people at Wolf Gun Springs, and all the people. Our good friend Bill Lewis, who certainly was a help in developing this, everyone who helped along the way. We really appreciate it. And friends, this battle of getting our message as gun owners and shooters out to the rest of America must go on. It has to go on. We'd like to do it on television because we don't have much time left as shooters and gun owners. Please help us. Well, I'll tell you what, our 460 and the little Black Hawk, works good on these bowling pins. Just takes them right away, and yeah, we got another water bottle.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
And we want to mention the good folks at Clark Custom Guns in Princeton, Louisiana, one of the most complete gun shops in the entire United States. They do all sorts of things like this specialty meltdown on this new STI gun. Also, they have an excellent staff of people to help you with guns such as these Benelli Super Black Eagles, taking 3.5-inch magnums, a complete line of handguns, semi-automatics, revolvers, all sorts of neat things in the shop there. And of course, here's Mr. Jim Clark himself out helping a customer, some of the nicest people you'd ever want to meet. They have a complete line of loading supplies, loading tools, gunpowder, you name it, primers, all sorts of accessories for your guns, whatever you might need, certainly within reason. Here's Kay Clark Michalik when she's not winning championships, back working there in the office. And here's her husband, Jerry Michalik, the fastest revolver shooter in the world, when he's not winning championships at work. Here's Jim Clark Jr. back on the lathe, the same drill, when he's not winning championships, working right there in the shop. That's why you can get such complete quality of product and expertise here at Clark Custom Guns. Friends, give them a call today, area 318-949-9884. They have a great catalog. We appreciate them supporting our project.
Now, friends, this is the Gage portable shooting bench. And I tell you what, these legs just fold up on it. You can put it in the trunk of your car. Certainly carry it to the range, or if you want to, you can leave it down on the range. This one's been down here now for a couple of months. It has been just great. It's as good as the day it came in the box. So our good friend Carl Gage is making these. They're $149.95. And give him a call. We'll have his number. This is such a great idea. They're super strong, and it'll last for years and years. A lot of us do need a good shooting bench. And if you want a left-hand version, this is a right-hand version. If you want a left-hand, I believe he can make those too. So you just need to call him and let him know. The Gage shooting bench.
Well, friends, we hope you're enjoying our program today. I'm sitting here with this fine gentleman here on your left, on my right, and he's always on the right, aren't you, Judge, pretty much?
Pretty much so.
This is Leroy Scott. And, Judge, didn't you have someone you wanted to say hello to?
Yeah, Jeannie Benkosky. She, and Jeannie, we want to thank you for watching this show.
Well, I tell you, friends, we've only talked about this may be our last program on the air for a while. We've only said this dozens of times because it's only been true dozens of times, and that's where we are today. And I'm holding one of our cartridges. Like I said, the folks at Starline Brass, they're in Sedalia, Missouri. They're going to have brass available for sale in the next couple of weeks. We're supposed to get our shipment, George Arms, in fact, is going to get our shipment of brass in this coming week, and we're so pleased about that. As I said earlier, we appreciate everyone who's helped on this project, and we're hopeful. What we've got to do now is we've got to sell guns. And friends, if you'd like to have one of these great Kimbers, or remember, if you've got a Kimber already, 45 ACP, or if you've got a Springfield Armory or a Colt or some other kind of quality 1911, we can do a kit on your gun for $329. And I think that's going to include shipping too, back to you. Turnaround is not going to be months. It's going to be a matter of days as it's looking now. We have Mr. Clark has certainly ordered some spare parts to do this with. And trust me, because that's the only way we're going to be able to do anything is we've got to sell guns now. The ammunition is going to be reasonably priced. We want people to be able to afford the ammunition. Heck, if you got a gun, you can't have ammunition for it, can't shoot it. So that's a pretty big deal to me, huh, Judge?
That's true. You can't shoot it if you don't have ammo.
Well, darn right. So, friends, please, if you want one of our 460 Rowland guns, whether it's one of these great Kimber convertible models, remember you can go back and forth between the 45 ACP with a barrel change. You can shoot the 460 barrel and spring change. And this is a Douglas match grade premium barrel installed by the good folks at Clark Custom Guns Compensator here. We appreciate the folks at Clark working with us. However, you need to order the guns from us. They're going to go through us. If you want one of the Ruger revolvers, the Blackhawks, if you've already got one, we can convert your cylinder. It's going to be $129, including the base pin. If you have a Smith & Wesson 625, we can convert it for $99. And we will have the Dan Wessons, the shooting show guns, and 460 Rowland will be for sale through us here, because this is the only way we're going to make any money at it. We've got to sell some guns now. I don't know In fact, as we're taping this, we have to be on to let people see the cartridges and let you know what progress we're making. But if you can help us pay for this show, check won't be in for a few days if you can help us pay for this one. But sincerely, friends, this has got to be done, because right now we're losing our rights as citizens, as gun owners. And Judge, if we don't do something, if we can't reach more people, the No Rifle Association is not going to amount to a hill of beans. The other groups out there, we wish they would, but it's got to be done on television. That's why we're here. Right here is something in the New American on presidential dictatorial decrees, or PDDs. Those are essentially executive orders. This is from back in August. Do you know that as of August of this past year, 1998, Bill Clinton had signed over 60 executive orders that were immediately classified, that nobody knows but Bill Clinton. Nobody knows what they say but Clinton. Friends, this is unbelievable. It's incredible that this could happen here in the United States. But Judge, it's going on, isn't it?
Yes, and I don't know of any authority in the Constitution for the executive orders either.
But they're doing it, friends. Now, Judge, I don't know if you heard about this. Do you hear what Pat Robertson said about the impeachment hearings?
No.
Well, you know, we used to think Pat Robertson was a staunch conservative. I certainly did. But he has faxed a message sent to the Republicans in Washington, asking them to just forget the whole thing. Said, well, it's over with. Now, you know what? Now, this sounds to me like he's ready to give up, throw in the towel. He says, well, we can't convict Clinton anyway. But you know what? That's a case of when times get going a little rough, doesn't look good for our side. Wouldn't you rather go down to defeat if you're right, sir, wouldn't you?
I'd rather go down to defeat it when I'm right than to go down to defeat when I'm wrong or doing nothing.
Exactly right, friends. Now, you remember, some of you remember, when he and I were on the Outhouse channel, and they said some pretty nasty things we were going to have to change. And, you know, they gave us the option before we went on air and told everybody. They gave us the option of staying with them. But we were going to have to so dramatically change our show you wouldn't have recognized it. And we chose, hey, we're not going to do it. We're not going to fold. We're not going to buckle. And some of us are not going to buckle on this thing. We may lose in this impeachment thing, but you know what? It's got to go through. We have to make our stand. You know, this is the NRA is going to make a preemptive compromise just whenever they can. That's wrong, friends. We've got to stand on principle. If we can't stand on principle when times are tough, why should we stand on principle when times are easy? Comment, sir.
No comment on that, Johnny. That's the House has done what they could do.
They sure have. And some of them developed a little backbone, and who knows what the Senate's going to do, but they shouldn't quit. Friends, if you can help us stay on the air, time's very short. If you can help us stay on the air, if you can join our GRA, please do what you can. We will be at the SHOT Show this first week of February. Judge and I are going to be down there in the Clark Custom Guns booth. And those of you who can get in, we look forward to seeing you. Yours truly, I'm going to have a little program, a music program with a Christian theme at the Parkview Baptist Church. That's on Highway 72 in Tuscumbia, Alabama. That's going to be on February 13th at 6 o'clock. We have a lot of viewers in that area. We invite everyone to come by. Now, the church is not affiliated. They're just letting us use their recreation hall. This has nothing to do with the church itself. There's no affiliation whatsoever, but we're going to have a good program. Again, that's at Parkview Baptist Church on February 13th at 6 o'clock in Tuscumbia, Alabama. That's out on Highway 72 at 6 o'clock, and we look for a great time there. Also, if we can stay on next week, for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be on G6 Channel 5 for just 2 weeks, if we can remain on. That's the 31st and also February 7th. So please make a note of that. One more time, G6 Channel 5 just for 2 weeks. If we can stay on, then we're going to move back to where we are now.
Well, Johnny, you also said we had to get that we were ready to take orders.
Please order your guns now. Let's do it, friends, because we'll have factory ammo available by the time we can get your gun, which will be a short time, a week or two, as it stands now. We'll have factory ammo available just very shortly. We have loading information for those of you who want to load your own. Please order a gun from us here at the Shooting Show, or send a contribution, whichever you can. Please don't lose these numbers. It's the Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Dubberly, Louisiana. The zip code is 71024. We are ready. Please start ordering your guns now if you want them. And also, our phone number, 318-377-5189. And friends, please, if we go off the air and you'd like to know what our schedule is going to be, please send us a stamped, self-addressed envelope, because that'll save us quite a bit of money, because, my goodness, there may be thousands of envelopes, thousands of people that call. Please send a stamped, self-addressed envelope so we can put in a little flyer if we go off the air, when we'll be coming back on, if we can get back on. Comment, sir.
This is the, you're talking about the 460 Rowland.
Yes.
That Rowland is you.
Yes.
Okay.
They can't, hey, friends, they can do a lot to us, but they can't steal this one totally. And now, friends, we'd like to recognize our support group. We have Steadcraft, a custom machine shop in Torrington, Connecticut. Their number is area 860-496-7001. We have Dennis Crocker, who's a firearms trainer in South Carolina. Dennis's number is area 864-587-8722. We have Custom Leatherwork and Saddlery in Denham Springs, Louisiana. That's Dennis and Jeannie Ritchie. Their number is area 504-667-9225. We have Camouflage Technologies, the folks who paint those gun stocks. Their number is area 909-674-6488. We have Flying Horse Galleries, the folks with great artwork on the internet. You can find them at www.flyinghorse.net. We have Bruce Warren with BC Armory in East Leroy, Michigan. Bruce works on semi-automatic pistols and revolvers. His number is area 616-729-5508. Also, we have the Little River Trading Company. They specialize in Civil War memorabilia, especially Confederate memorabilia. You can find them in Cadiz, Kentucky. Their number is area 502-522-6167. And certainly we want to recognize Starline, the folks who are making our brass for our new 460 Rowland. And if you want a free Starline catalog, give them a call at 1-800-280-6660. Friends, we've run out of time. Remember, we're still going to be on the radio. We hope to see you on the next program. Please don't give up on us, because we're not going to give up on you.